All right, welcome back, everybody. Back in the shop here with Chaz. Had a couple days where we really weren't getting a whole lot done with things right now. I was waiting on some parts, getting a few things squared away. Just turn the heater off there for a minute. So we got the front valance piece just sitting in there clamped right now. So we finally got that piece in. That will be ready to close up here very soon. But I wanted to finish up back here and get this rear arch done before I continue up there. Get this panel put in place in the very near future too, if I can. So the piece I want to work on now, I want to put this piece in. You can see that piece resembles very much what this piece up front here. You can see where there's some holes, pretty corroded parts in there, but that welds right along here to the floor pan on the inside of the bus. So I want to be able to get this piece in here, get some measurements, cut some things out so I can get that all cleaned up. We're going to remove this outrigger that's back here still, just the one left in there, get that cleaned up. Once that's all opened up and exposed, clean everything. We're going to do some rust conversion. We're going to get the new outrigger fit in place. We're going to get this new panel down here, fit up there in place, weld it in. Once that's welded in, that's going to allow me to finish this whole area here. You can kind of see that's going to be the piece will come down here. We'll be able to close and put some new metal down in this corner to get that closed up. That's going to finish off the rear wheel arch. When that's done, then the inner rocker that I had clamped across these top hats and the I-beams for the cross members, then that'll get to be welded in. That's welded in, closed up, top hat can get welded in, and we're going to be starting to close this up. So I'd like to get these structure pieces done. I'm using the flux core wire for that, for all that welding, and once that's finished up, then I'll start closing up the nose, probably start fitting this fender panel back here, get that put in place. Then we're going to be putting on the side vent panel in here with the sill and come up the side. We're going to come up as high as the first rib. That's about this area here going across. There's a rib across the inside there. The repair panel come up halfway through that. Get that welded in place and closed up. That'll close up the B post, the C post. We'll be able to finish closing up inside that fender. So a whole bunch of little things we can work on then. And I just needed to get on this piece, get things out and cleaned up. So we will do a bit of time-lapse videos, getting those things taken out, and just get started on finishing things up, putting things back together in here, and close up this side of the bus. We'll see how things go this week, and go from there. Here we go.
Got new outrigger, all is in place. The one at the back's in place.
Okay, a little bit of an update. I didn't get all of the footage of what was being captured. The wheel arch tub at the back, I finished welding up kind of the front of it there yesterday. The outriggers, 3 outriggers, are now welded to the frame. The inner valance just kind of clamped in place right now, but it's fit real nice to the frame. And this is all about to get buttoned up. I'm going to keep cleaning up to get the rear fender to fit, get that all tucked in. I want it to be nicely in place so that the fender itself will fit well to the seat post, what's left of it there, and snug against the outrigger, or where the outriggers and the inner valance meet. That's going to pinch onto there. I want to make sure I have all that lined up. When that's lined up, I'm going to then weld in the inner valance. The inner valance will get welded on the back side to each of the top hats or I-beams, depending what type there is, and secured there. The jacking points there and up there are going to pinch weld, spot weld from the bottoms. So I'm going to take that out, clean all the surfaces, weld those things up, clean the surfaces of all pieces, both sides in this area, because there's 3 tabs on the back of that inner rocker that will weld to the front of the rear arch there, rear tub, and then that will be secured. At that point, we're going to have structurally everything kind of back in place here, with the exception of 2 little top hat pieces that have to go in. I'm going to do those from the top. Later on, when I'm getting ready to put the floor pieces back in, I'm going to be able to do this top hat section that we put in place in the front, and that should wrap it up for this week. So yeah, that should be good. We're going to just keep trucking. I'll try and get some more content for you guys. Cheers. All right, just gonna be wrapping her up for today. Not the most productive week, but we did get the rear tub all finished up. Get my gloves here. The rear tub's all finished up, back section repaired, got this front section repaired, got the patch panel put in the front, welded all the way across the inside and the outside, so the grindstone welds, clean things up a little bit. Then we're going to do some seam sealer on those welds. And we're going to coat the inside, airbrush it, give it a rust conversion. Probably do POR in there, or at a very, very minimum, we're going to be doing a wax oil or a dripless oil treatment. 3 outriggers are installed, welded in place. Jacking points are welded on. This front one still needs to be welded on a little bit better. That one's real nice, but I'm tired of laying on the ground today. Welds are done. You can see really nice penetration on the welds at the back here. Those are welded on. Front one still needs to be welded to this piece, but I want to get that V-post repair piece that goes in there and make sure I have all that buttoned up before I finish welding that one together. I'm gonna weld this one. Gonna do pinch welds across here with the new welder. That's the guy down there. I'm gonna use him short in the next few days. But this is where we're at now. That fender is trimmed and ready to go in place. I can kind of stick it on there for you to see it. Just gotta get this positioned. If that's gonna work like that. And I'll stick that on there so you see how that fits in. Still has a tape line from where I measured. Measured the panel to know how high I needed or wanted it to be. I don't want to crimp this too hard because I don't want to bend any of the metal here. A little bit nice and soft, just kind of like that. He's in there nice, he's sitting in there pretty good. He's nice tight there, nice and tight back here. And that's kind of how he's going to go. Get him kind of buttoned up inside there. Stick this guy in here. Where he can go. Like this. There we go. Kind of like that. That's going to be how he sits. Give you an idea of what that fender is going to look like. It's all pretty much buttoned up. There's a couple little things to tweak to get him to fit real good, but he's not too bad like that, I don't think. So it gives you an idea what this is going to start to look like. Next thing I want to be able to do really is when I get the wheels back on, I want to fire it up, get it outside, clean everything up underneath. I've been sweeping all the stuff underneath just as I keep working. Clean that up, get things buttoned up, and bring it back in, set it back up for another go. This week I should have this panel, the sill, and the panel that's going to go all the way up to about this area. There's a support structure that goes across. That's kind of like the top hats. It just, rolls out and back to the panel. I'm going to be cutting it halfway through that panel. The new panel is going to kind of tuck inside that panel. Gives a little bit of a flange to the top. We're going to butt weld the two original metal and that panel together right to the sill, which is going to button up this whole side. However, before I can put that in place, of course, got to get everything prepared, clamped in place. I'm going to make sure that's clamped in place back here perfectly, because that needs to be in place before this can go in. Mentioned that before, but it should be good. I think everything's going to be all right. That piece will come in this week. Have the repair piece for the front of the B-post for the other side coming. But with that one, I'll be able to make another one for this side, get that welded in, close up all that front, weld up that outrigger, top hat, and the inner rocker to that piece, and then we'll do the outer. So still a bit, at least a good day's work fiddling and finishing this guy all up, but he is looking pretty good. Like I said, all the outriggers are welded in. Four of the 6 outriggers are welded to the inner valance now. I still do this front one and the other one with a jacking point, just because the top hat piece isn't there yet. Once that's done, I do have the parts now to finish this front valance. Scrap piece of metal there, kind of away. Valance is clamped in place. We're going to be able to finish that off, close in these A-posts, and get that valance welded in. And get the nose skin, which is sitting on top of us, just up here. It's out of the way. We'll be able to get that put in place and spot weld all the way along the bottom of the valance. And if you can see it, on the bottom of the valance all the way along is going to be spot welded with the new welder. And then the top seam is going to be butt welded all the way across. But that should be the next week or so of video. We'll see how far we get in the next week. But thanks very much, everybody, for watching. If you made it this far, smash the like button. Share for me. Give me some comments. more comments and conversation we get going, the better. Share it with anybody you know that's a car guy. It doesn't have to be just Volkswagens, any car guy. Love to get it out there as much as possible. Have yourself a great day. Thanks very much. Cheers.